Hey guys, back for more Kid Circus today. Me, Aidin. Again, I'm looking very blue at the moment. It's not great weather outside, but we'll get over that because we're here to do a little bit of circus. Hope you guys are all doing pretty good. I'll let you know what's on the agenda for today. So first up, we've got our warm up. Of course, it's a warm up. We're always going to be doing a warm up. Never not warm up. NNWU. That's weird. So yeah, a little bit of warm up, a little bit of movement, get our bodies nice and ready to do what we want to do, which in this case is going to be mostly elbow and forearm stands. Thought we'd take a break from handstands a little bit this week, do something similar but not quite the same. So we can have a bit of a play with that. We'll do a little bit of juggling, and slightly different juggling this time as well. I've got two kinds of challenges for you guys. So it depends on how good your juggling is, whether you think that's going to work. And then we'll cool down and do some stretching, because we should always do some stretching, right? Now's the time to get nice and flexible. So if you didn't catch it on the intro slide, I would like you to have a wall like this. There's a beautiful specimen behind me there. That is a lovely, lovely wall. I'll make sure you've got your own. Have enough space in case you're worried about falling over. And if you are worried about falling over, grab some cushions, grab some pillows. As we normally do, just in case you're worried about taking a tumble. We're going to need juggling balls. You're going to need juggling balls, and again, like we've been saying this whole time, if you don't have juggling balls, you could use some rolled up socks. You could use some balloons filled with some rice or flour. Check with your parents before you go ahead and make those. You could use some fruit. Apples and oranges tend to work pretty well. But just be aware you might drop them a lot, so up to you whether you're happy eating squashed fruit. Socks are pretty good. I would recommend socks, but ideally juggling balls. Enough of this of me just talking at you guys, because that doesn't really get us anywhere. We should just jump up and actually get started on a little bit of warming up. So we're just gonna come on up. And we're just gonna do a little bit of a sneaky way. So it's starting with your shoulder. Pulls to your elbow, pulls to your wrist, pulls to your... I'm just going to go the other way. Just like this big old wave. I'm just getting some motion, really starting to like rock into it. Maybe it gets higher and bigger. Or maybe it just gets really like little and small. Or higher and bigger. A little bit of a sway. Just a bit of a move around. We're going to go forwards and backwards now. So we go forwards, backwards. So it's still all from the shoulders right now. So shoulders go forward, shoulders pull you backwards. So your shoulders go forwards and backwards. Forwards, backwards. And we can try going in a circle. So your shoulders are going to be leading you all around the place. And the other way, of course. Shake out your leg, Make sure your leg's all shaky. Try and hold your balance. Shake out your other leg, why not? Shake the other leg up, nice and high, nice and low, all over the place. And an arm going all over the place. And another noodly arm. And then both noodly arms. And then just a gentle roll for your head. Nice gentle roll around. Be nice to your neck, folks. Alright. We need to get our heart rate up. So the plan for me for that is we're going to come down to the ground. Down here. We're just doing a quick set of bicycles, just wake your abs up. It's going to be quick. We're only doing it for 30 seconds, guys. But I need a timer for that. So for your bicycles, you're holding your head with your hands, your knees are going to be up, and you're trying to tap the opposite knee to your elbow while you push your other leg out. We're not trying to stay lying on the ground, we want to be nice and curled, using our abs as a nice little wake up. So once I get my timer ready, there we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. You don't have to say everything while you do it, but you certainly can. Make sure to try and really get your elbows onto your knees. Nearly there. Oh, no, that's there. That is us. You can stop. You can stop. Congratulations, you've survived bicycles. Coming out, we're going to come to our little sitting position. We're going to take our legs out in front of us and drop one down and back up. Just going to start loosening up our hips, which is good if you're staying inside a lot of the time. A little bit of a roll around. Then we're going to take it a little more extreme, so we're going to bring our feet together. Just move back so you can see. And they're going to roll over and back, and over and back. So, you know, start waking up, all of you. All of you is good to wake up. We're going to do our shoulders. And I want these to be the biggest circles you can do with your shoulders. They're going to be up to your ears, back, squeezing your shoulder blades together, pushing them all the way down, and then as far close in front as you can get. So they're going to be the biggest, most gigantic shoulder circles you've ever done. That's what we're after. Then we can go forwards. And for your brain, one shoulder is going to go forwards and the other is going to go backwards, but they still need to be huge. Still massive shoulder circles. And the other way. Right, a little bit of a rock. And the other thing I thought, be gentle if you want to grab a cushion to do that, but, and I've done this with some of you, but Australian bum jumping is a thing, as coined by Steph. So you're going to sit on your butt, your feet need to be off the ground, and you're going to try and jump and go forwards. Yeah? Go for a little couple of jumps. This is just a little bit of a mobility to keep going. And you can try and go backwards, but that's harder. A little bit of a go, but if you don't have the floor for it, don't worry. That's just a little bit of fun, because we were down there anyway. What I want us to do now is we're going to go stand up, get a little more hips. What we're going to do is you're going to bounce against the wall if you need to. Leg comes forward, leg comes back. Nice and straight. Just a couple of swings. And then we're going to do the other leg, of course. Alright. Now we're going to finish taking our shoulders so we can get into elbow stands properly. So we're going to come on down into a nice little cat. And I feel like we're all pretty confident with our shoulder strokes going up and down. So we're going to go for that. You can either do them on your knees, or you can push out to your plank and do them here. And we're just going to go for 10. Shoulder blades together, shoulder blades down. It's 2, 3, 4, and that's halfway. 9, and 10. Don't come down yet, we're going to push into our downward dog. And all we're going to do is going to rock from downward dog to plank. Back up, downward dog. Then we can stop in downward dog. We can bend our legs, go for a little bit of a walk. And then we're going to do our shoulder shrugs here as well. So you're pushing your shoulders to your ears, letting them slide down your back for 10. That's halfway. Alright. Now I do have a new kind of push-up. Because elbow stands, compared to our normal handstands, our arms are going to be here, they're going to be in front of us. So we want to have strength in this kind of range instead of being up here. So it's slightly different. So I have a kind of push-up for us to work on that. We're going to be on our downward dogs and we're going to drop down to our elbows and push back up. If it's quite hard, that's okay. You don't have to go all the way to the ground. If it's really easy, once you drop down, you can move your head forward and back. And I'll show you guys what all of this looks like. So you can be in your downward dog. If you get to here, that's fine. The whole goal is to hit the ground and come back. And if that's really easy and it comes to the ground, drop your head forward, push it back, and then back up. We're just going to go for 5, yeah? Working wherever you're at. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now our shoulders are warm, stomach is warm, hips are nice and ready. But the biggest thing we need to be worried about for elbow stands is actually our back. It can be quite back intensive, particularly if you're not curving more of being in a straight line. Straight line can work. It's a good training drill for your handstands, but it's also harder, whereas the curve can look really nice as well. So I thought we'd do both, but to do that we want to make sure our back is nice and warm. So to do that, you can stand up or be on your knees like I am, and so we're just going to start doing a little bit of a roll around, and as you come forward you're going to crunch around. As your hand comes behind you, you're going to open up. So if I go this way, I'm opening up, I'm crunching around. I'm opening up, crunching around. Don't die on me, computer. And then we can also go, instead of just going the one direction, we can go the other direction. Just getting a little bit of motion on. And then when we come down to the ground, we can do a couple of quick cobras. So, bring it back on down. I'm sorry, I'll get like a better camera at some point, guys. Probably not, but I'll see it. I'll look about it. We come down to the ground. We're trying to keep our hands off, so we're not trying to push off the ground. They can be there, but we're not trying to use that to push up. We're going to slowly tilt from the chin, starting to roll our back up, not all the way, just so our ribs are on the ground. Then we're going to do that another 2 times. Trying to keep nice and space. Between all the little bits of your spine, they want to be nice and spread out. And that's going to be 3 there. We're going to do it again, but this time we're going to push up a little bit further. This time you might need to use your hands for a little bit of weight. That is okay. So we're going to go a little bit further. And then back down. And again. And back down. Last time. Alright. This time we're going to go up to straight arms, so your hands will probably give you a little bit of help, definitely for this one. So you're going to come up, all the way up, keep your shoulders down, and then roll down. Trying to keep that curve for as long as you can. And again. And then back down. Last time. This time you're going to go as far as you can, all the way up. Try and look at your feet. Try and get your head to your foot. Some of you can do this. I can't. It's okay. And then we're going to slowly roll down. Try to keep that curve as much as you can. Keep looking at the roof. Keep looking at the roof. Alright, and if you want to, you can roll onto your back. Do a quick little roll out. Always be good to your back, folks. And the last little bit we're going to do, just before we start really getting into the nitty-gritty for elbow stands, I just want us to do 3 bridges. And we did this a couple weeks ago, so if you need to pause and go back and do that, we did some on the wall. If you need to use the wall to get down, it's fine. If you can push up from the ground, brilliant. I'm just going to go and do 3. Hold them for maybe 5 seconds each. Do a couple of little rocks. Really start to see where your back's at. So we're going to be on our backs, feet by our bum, hands under our elbows, and we're going to push up. Our arms and legs want to be straight. We're going to just hang out here for a little bit. And then we can come down. We're going to do that twice more. If you guys are feeling good and comfortable, we can do some rocks, forward and backwards. And our last one, if you're feeling really good about it, our feet can go together and push dead straight. So we can take a little bit more shoulders. But first one, we're just going to do a couple of rocks. So back into your bridge. And you can just rock forwards and backwards a little bit. Come on down. Have a wee rest. That's okay. You're doing well. And after that, we're now going to go for the same one. We're going to really try and keep our legs together and push them straight to really, really see if we can get a stretch through our upper back. It's quite important for our elbow stands. Alright, we're going to push up and push our legs to straight. Try and keep your arms straight. You don't want to bend. Keep them nice and straight. And then coming on down. Feel free to roll your back out real quick. Look at that, I snuck in some sneaky back conditioning. But we're going to do some actual elbow stands, so it's not all that, don't worry. A little bit of water as you require. Right. For our elbow stands, we're going to need the wall. So we go to here, here, and I'm going to do my best not to kick the window, but if I'm about to, let me know. This isn't a live stream, I'm not sure I'm saying that. So for our elbow stands, if you guys remember back when I was teaching you headstands, we ended up doing this kind of triangle shape. That's not what we want for this. Just in case some of you guys think it's a similar kind of thing. We want our hands to be nice and parallel, yeah? So they're not coming in like a triangle, they want to be nice and even, like two railroad tracks. As we do so, we're going to be doing a slight pull, and we're going to be having our face trying to look forward, yeah? So we're not going to try and look at our hands, we're going to try and look past our hands. So you're going to find your wall. You can start pretty close to it to start off with. You don't want to be here. That means you're not going to get that nice kind of curve. You want to be a little bit further away. You're going to start. So hands are flat on the ground, and you see how they're parallel? I've not got them coming into the middle. They're going to want to, and you're going to want to stop them because you're in charge, not your elbows. You're going to try and keep your chest over, so your chest wants to stay more or less in the middle of your hands. You're going to poke your butt up, and you're going to go for a kick over until your feet hit the wall. You're going to try and keep looking at the wall with your head, and this is why we need to warm up our back, because this can be quite intense. So you can find the wall, and you can hang out here. This is the beginnings of your elbow stand. If you're feeling good, you might want to float off the wall a little bit. But you can also just stay on the wall. And the trick to getting off is to be slow and deliberate. Don't try and kick yourself off the wall, because then you're just going to flop back over and it's not great. You want to lift your legs pretty slowly off the wall. And if that's initially quite easy, or you're too close to the wall and as soon as you lift off you fall back down, come a little bit further away. As you come further away, this time you try and kick not so close onto the wall. You might try and kick, and the wall's there to stop you if you fall over, but the whole goal is to not touch the wall. Oh, excuse me, I shouldn't have had that water. But we can sit up and try again. So when I'm here, I've already got my back curved and I'm poking my butt up. I'm not trying to go into it like this. Again, like a handstand, you want to set up, make it all as nice as you can before you go into it. You can set yourself up. Not too much weak legs, but then you can sit up. The wall's there to save you, and then you can lift away from it. And then you can play with some shapes. So you can do tucks, straddles. The biggest thing is you do want to keep that curve back. That's helping keep weight over your hands. You can try and do these straight up and down, of course you can. It's just the balance is a little bit finer. And to do that, I would start close to the wall, and you're treating it a little bit more of a handstand shape with your body, instead of having that kind of back curve that we've just been working with. So what that might look like is I might come super close to the wall, and as I'm up, I'm trying to be nice and stacked, instead of being in the curve we just were. So that's something for you to have a bit of a play around, a little bit of a see what's going on. I'd encourage you to explore that, but don't be too quick to try and move away from the wall. Stay by the wall. The wall is your friend for any sort of handstand, elbow stand, frog stand kind of thing. So the trick is to play with that for a little bit. Have another couple of goes. Play with the straight body, play with the curve. If that's all feeling good, maybe try for a tuck. Knees to your chest, not feet to bum. Maybe play with the straddle. See where you're at. Make sure you've got enough space. And if it's feeling really good, you might want to try and take it away from the wall entirely. So you just set yourself up on the floor. Not quite enough weak legs. And then from there, you can just aim on keeping that float. But stay by the wall for as long as you really feel like it. So have a play, enjoy, send me a video, see how it's going. I can let you know how well it is going. And after that, grab some water. I'm going to move into a little bit of juggling, special kind of juggling. So grab your water. Water. So, just before we do move into our juggling, because we've just done a little bit of intense work with our backs, we just want to rework the core just to help take some of that edge off. And we can do the same thing with a drill that's going to help with our handstands in general, just shaking later. So let's do that, right? Right? I can't hear you because this is all pre-recorded. So, what we're going to do is you're going to be sitting on the ground. We're going to rock back. Our hands can stay on the ground. We can come above our head, whatever we want. And we'll lift our feet up into a candlestick. So as we come over, lift up into a straight line and back. I'm going to go for 10. So push up, see if you can float, come down. 2. That's 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. That's 8. That one's 9, and the last one is 10. So, well done. We did a fair amount of sneaky back bridge work. Shh, don't tell everyone. Right, so for the juggling portion of this, I would like you to go and get your juggling implements of choice. And we're just going to start with our 1. I have my rattly, shaky, sandy juggling balls here. And just to start off with, to get back into the groove for this is going to be quite challenging, I can imagine. A lot of it's challenging still for me, so let's just learn it together. We just want to get back and be nice and happy with our little rainbow throws. To the point where your hands aren't having to move to catch. So I'm not having to do this, I'm not having to go over, and I don't have to move my hand to catch. It's just going to fall straight into that hand. Yeah? To the point where maybe you don't have to watch it. You can just keep your eyes on the screen. Same time as I'm doing this. So you're aware of the ball, but you're not having to look necessarily at the ball. And of course the next trick that we're going to try for this specific, and it's a good way to start figuring out how consistent your throws are, is we're going to do it with our eyes shut. So you can work up to it. You can be like a couple of watching the ball, a couple of not watching the ball but sort of just looking in front of you, and then you can try and go to your eyes shut. And sometimes the ball will drop because you're not looking at it. Something to play is if you go super, super high, it's harder to keep well. And I know we normally tell you when you're juggling to go to about eye height. For eyes closed, I would go a little bit lower, maybe chin height. Of course, when you can't see the ball, it's kind of hard to tell. It's just a good little drill to play with. And if that's starting to make sense, you could grab a second ball and see if you can do your old 2-ball pattern, but this time with your eyes shut. And sometimes you'll drop, and that's okay. Something to play with. Be prepared for a lot of dropping with these. It's taken me a while, and even then, like I can be consistent some days, but this is a long-term trick. And this would be more for those of you who are already happy and have your 3-ball cascade, and want to see if you can make it better or just tidy it up. It's a really useful set of drills for that. Once you've got like 1 or 2 ends, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I would encourage you to then try doing it with 3 balls because it'll start telling you where your throws go. As you can see, my left hand here, as it throws over, it throws it about this much too far. And that's a really good way of learning how that works. But we still want to, for now you can just work back with 1, maybe some shut eyes. Maybe you drop. It's all good. It's all fine. And actually, while we're on the subject, the other really good thing to have, particularly if you're not juggling like in front of a table or a bed, where you can drop the balls and you just pick them up, is I may as well show you guys kick-ups. And I know I've shown this to some of you guys before. I may have done it in a lockdown lesson, but I don't remember. So we'll go over it again, and I'll show you the last little set of juggling that we're going to have a little play with. And that'll be us. So the trick for this is we're going to come and you're going to look at my feet. Oh no, I've just dropped a juggling ball. What can I do? I can pick it up, but I don't want to pick it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it just in front of my toes, and as I roll it onto my foot, I'm going to flex my toes so I can lift and have the ball without rolling. Whereas if I don't flex my toes, it's going to just roll off, right? So it's pulling my toes up. That's where it's going to stay. To kick it up, I'm going to be doing this kind of like sideways lift motion. So if you imagine the ball's on there, it's not, oh, it's going to fall off. But it's like my knee comes slightly in front of me and my foot's trying to come beside me. I'm not trying to let it fall to the side. I'm trying to have this top part of my foot looking up at the ceiling as long as I can. Because if you can see, if I don't do that, oh, it's hard to do it badly now. It'll just drop, it'll pull away. Whereas if I have the ball trying to come flat and up, it comes up and I can catch it. Let's adjust a little bit. Yeah, now you can see. Sort of, hopefully. We'll see. You can't see my beautiful face, but that is okay. So again, as I come here, it's not like a super quick thing. I can pull it up, and then I can wait. So I can throw, and then I can go for the catch. I don't need to try and catch it straight away. So it's on the flexed toes. My knee's going to be slightly in front, my foot's going to be slightly beside. The ball keeps trying to look at the ceiling. It's just a little kick up. So again, and you don't have to catch straight away. One, it doesn't look as nice. But two, it's harder, believe it or not. It's like the idea with throwing your juggling balls. If I'm throwing here, and I have three of them, it's really hard, but if I throw up and down, I make that throw a little bit higher, I've got more time to think about it, and it's probably going to go better for me. So that's worth knowing, particularly when you start trying your blind juggles. Like that. Because then, I can walk on over and, well, bam, I just kicked it up and now I look like a juggling pro, and everyone respects me because of that. Maybe, we'll see. How we do it for time? Okay. So the interesting thing I was going to show you guys is not something I've played a whole lot with. I've been doing a little bit of it over the last little bit of break, but I also don't know a whole lot of people who do a ton of it. There's a couple. There's a couple who do it, but not all the jugglers here I've seen it. And it's going to be behind the back. So it's not these kinds of throws. Not that behind the back. It's always going to stay behind the back. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to have our arms beside our back, and our hands are going to be doing this. Like this little paddle. And that's what's going to throw the ball. Oh. The aim of this is you want to try and have it come up and hit your elbow and roll down your hand. It's a really weird feeling, trust me. Because you can't look at it. You're just trusting that you're throwing it to the right place all the time. If you do it out here, then the ball can just fall through your hands, which is why we're going to be nice and flat and tucked down. But it's kind of really just this wrist throw. It doesn't throw very hard or very high at all. Just something to play with. Go up and down and up. Oh, and put a little bit too much juice on that one, that's okay. If that's feeling good, and mine actually frankly isn't, but we'll try to and see what it's going to be. It's the same way as doing our two ball, 1 and then 2. So when we're doing it on our back, it's going to be 1, 2, catch, catch. 1, 2, catch, catch. But just, behind our backs. Okay, it's been going better than I thought. Last couple of days, this has not been working for me. But it's something to play with, something to have a go. It's just a way to shake up your juggling practice, because you can stand there, do your 3-ball in front of your bed for days, or you can be like, I'll do 3-ball for 5 minutes, and I'll do my 2 in one hand, and then I'll do my behind the backs, and I'll do a blind, and I'll do some kick-ups, and like there's more to juggling than just a 3-ball thing. It gets much more interesting when you've got that kind of basics down. So that's all the time we've got for juggling today. Unfortunately, I know exactly how much all the kids' classes at the hub love juggling. So just before we move to our stretching, show us what you're doing. Like, it's really hard to teach if there's nothing to give you guys feedback on. So if you could send me videos of you juggling, or of your elbow stands, or of the worms that we did a couple of weeks ago, let me know. I want to see what cool stuff you guys are up to. I got nothing else to do during this lockdown, so yeah. But we are going to do some stretching. But check us out, Instagram, Circus community. We've got Zoom classes happening, so you can actually come and interact with the teachers live, loud. We can see you, you can see us. We can all do circus together. It's pretty good. But we're going to come down into our stretches. The first one we're going to do this so you can see. But we're going to go for our pike stretch. So we're going to sit nice and tall, arms up. We're going to fold forward, reach, 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 and then slowly roll back up. And then we're going to fold forward nice and flat, and then slowly roll up. 3 more times. And twice more. Going to be flat, reaching super, super long. Hold it for a little bit. And then roll up one part of your spine at a time. The attached spine's made out of vertebrae. So you're going with 1 vertebrae at a time. There were the little lumps in there. And the last one. But wait, we're not done with pike yet. We're going to do 5 going the other way. So we're going to dive down, stretch forwards, and then lift up flat. Dive down, reach forwards, come up flat. Diving down, reaching forwards, all the way up. All the way forwards, hold it there for a little bit, and then come up. And the last one. Alright, that's not too bad. For our straddle stretching, now we'll finish with that, because otherwise I think you guys will go to sleep on that one. What I do want us to do now is we're going to stretch out our legs and our shoulders. So for our legs, specifically for our quads, just get the other side of our hamstrings, you're going to sit in this weird kind of, it's not a nice analogy, but you're going to have like one knee tucked up by your butt. I wonder if I go this side, you'll be able to see me first. And I can lean back, and I'm trying to push this top hip up. I can lean back if I need. If I need more, I can go onto my elbows. If I really need more, I can just go onto my back. But I'm always trying to drive this up, and I should get this beautiful stretch down here. You can just kind of hang out here. Stay there for a little bit. Not too long, but don't get too comfortable, because we're going to have to do the other leg soon. Someone's clunking around upstairs. I'm going to swap around and go to the other leg. So, as you can see, I'm not sitting up on top, I'm a little bit to the side, so I can lean, and I'm trying to lean out to my side, I'm not going straight back. I'm trying to drive this hip up, leaning back as far as I want. I might still be up on my hands, and that is totally okay. Or you might be all the way down. Depends on where you're currently at and what needs stretching. We're just going to chill out here and, enjoy it for a little bit, because that's what stretching is all about, really. Just chilling out here. Then we're going to come on, rolling on up. We're going to stay on our knees, because I think the floor's kind of nice. We're going to be reaching our hands onto a wall. I'm going to be dropping, and it's going to be a little bit higher. I'm going to be dropping down and forwards. So you're trying to push your palms into the wall, you're trying to get your armpits pushing all the way into the wall. Hands can be as high as they need to. And you get this little stretch down through the front of your shoulders. Just going to hang out here for a little bit. Learning to enjoy it. Now for that, don't move your hands. You're going to keep your hands where they are. But you're going to come on up top to your knees. Still pushing against the wall. Dropping our shoulders and forward. But this time we're not going to arch. We're going to keep our back nice and flat. Just target a specific part of your shoulders, which is always good. Right. And the last thing we're going to do is a little bit of straddle work. So this time you're going to need your wall again. You're going to come and sit up against the wall. So you're going to have your butt right on top of it. Your back's going to be on the floor. You're going to come on up. Legs together, and the legs are going to come down into our straddle. Try and even it out. I'm just going to hold it here for about 30 seconds, and we're going to do a little bit of active straddle work after that. But we just want to wake it up a little bit. So we can just hang out here. Get used to it. Really try and have your hips still on the ground, and try and have your whole flat of your leg against the wall. We're not going to be this kind of like pushed out. We want to be nice and flat. Even if your straddle's here, or if it's dead flat on the floor, like I'm sure some of you can do. From here, we're going to try and keep our heels off the wall. We're going to lift up, top, and back down. I'm going to do this 10 times. So that's going to be 2, 3, that's 4, that's 5. You're going to try and keep your leg off the wall the whole time. You can still hear mine scraping on there, but I'm trying. I am trying. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let me just, I'm going to come over and finish the video in a minute, but I'm also just enjoying this stretch. So that's us for this week, Kids Circus. If you are keen on getting some actual feedback, we do have a Kids Circus Zoom class specifically for you guys again with me Saturday. So come check that out. It'd be really cool to come see some people in person. Other than that, I hope you guys are enjoying whatever you're up to, and we will catch you guys later, probably. That would be my guess.